I know what's most important to them is their fans, and we have a lot of Dan and Shay fans here right now. Hi, guys. Everybody's waving. Everybody's smiling. I'm going to go to Nicole first. Nicole, what is the question you have for Dan and Shay?
So my question was, if you had 3 words, what would they be to describe the new album?
I would say our best yet.
That was good.
Yeah, 3. We're so proud of this album. I know I tweeted this before the album, before we even announced the album, and I guess I probably should have thought about that tweet before I posted it. Put a lot of pressure on ourselves, like it's a target on our back. But we really do feel like we tapped into it on this one, and we owe it to you guys, our fans. We owe it to country radio and everybody out there who's gotten us where we are to keep raising the bar. And the songs that we've had success with to this point are kind of the bar. And every time we're writing or every time we're in the studio, we say, is it as good as that? Is it better? We keep pushing and keep pushing. So hopefully you guys like it as much as we do. And we really feel like it's our best yet. We had a lot of time to work on it. We had almost 3 years to work on it. So yeah, hopefully you guys love it.
Shay, what are your 3 words?
Really good things. That was all I had, Bobby. I wasn't prepared. He said a really good answer, and then he threw me under the bus. Of like, hey, tough. Do you have something also good?
All right, next up, let's go to Michaela. Michaela, ask a question to Dan and Shay.
My question is lame. It's when are we getting merch with all 4 dogs on it? Because we need that.
Oh, we got to make that happen. We got to make that happen. We'll get a big feature on Mac's ear standing up. We'll make it happen for you. Yeah, we've got, honestly, we have tons of new merch coming. We've got, I don't want to spoil it, but we've got a lot of good things merch coming. We've got, these coffee mugs. I know we have the tequila ones that people always ask about. We've got drink good things. Hey,
wow.
We got that coming, so stay tuned.
I think we need to get that little guy on a shirt. Look how cute that dog.
I think so, too.
Is that a Bashan?
No, he's a Maltipoo. His name is Rodeo.
Okay, I wanted to act smart and act like I know the names of your specific
Actually, a Doberman Pinscher.
You
You've got to get your eyes checked.
Is that a Bashan for Shay? Beautiful.
All right, next up, Ken, you have a question for Dan and Shay.
Hey, guys. What was the hardest thing you have accomplished since the pandemic?
I would probably have to say, putting out music. That was a very difficult thing to do during the pandemic, especially at the beginning, because there were no studios open at all. And so that obviously throws a massive wrench in the plans of getting in and recording music. And luckily, we've kind of always done it DIY of, kind of at Dan's house on a laptop, and that's how we started. So it was kind of, that first song that we put out, I Should Probably Go to Bed, was just literally us. It was the first time that we had gotten back together, and we kind of had that moment of like, man, I've missed you, and we haven't got to see each other in forever. And we were able to just walk in there, and he sat down on the piano, and we finished that song right then, because it was within we didn't finish it in 5 minutes, but 5 minutes of walking in the door, he started playing that, and that song kind of came to life, and we finished it. And we went upstairs and finished it on your laptop, and Dan ended up producing that entire thing literally in a spare bedroom and being able to do that on his own. And that is obviously it was I hate that all of this happened and we got shut down, but thankfully we were probably a little more prepared than others, because we had kind of have been doing this for a long time, and it was it kind of worked out that way. So we wish we could have. Obviously, there's so many talented musicians in Nashville that we use on our records that are so good, but Dan crushed that and did everything himself. So luckily, we had a Dan Smyers. It was the secret.
Monica, I'm coming over to you now. What do you want to know from Dan and Shay?
Hi, guys. So From the Ground Up was my wedding song a couple years back. Was wondering if there's any songs on this album that you think would be another great wedding song.
You should ask. We've actually been asked this a couple times. And first of all, congratulations. Thank you for letting us be a part of that. That's amazing. That is always, to us, one of the biggest honors of people using our songs, in their wedding. It's just a very, obviously, special day, so thank you for doing that. And there is a song that comes to mind. People have used songs like, Glad You Exist. They've used that already in weddings, but there's a song called You on the album that I think will be our next kind of Dan and Shay, the wedding hit. So that would be, I think you guys are going to dig that one.
As a group or a duo with so many wedding songs, then was it insulting that I asked you to do a cover song at my wedding?
It was fun to do something different, man. It was fun.
Oh, you don't want us to use one of the 20 that we have?
That's funny. When you asked that question, that made me laugh out internally, because they do have so many wedding songs, and if you're just turning this on, Dan and Shay performed at my wedding 3 weeks ago, and I had them do an old Beach Boys song that we learned from Full House, which was Forever, that Jesse and the Rippers did. But I guess you had so many wedding songs, and I was like, hey, guys, do a cover.
It was funny, man, the timing of that. It was great. I mean, I love the Beach Boys. I love that clip. And it's crazy that John Stamos actually tweeted about it. That was a really cool moment, so thank you for that.
So you're not insulted?
No, it was amazing.
Absolutely
It was
not.
awesome. Okay. But it's funny because when you guys and Caitlin posted the clip, it just it went pretty viral, man. It got a lot of views. People were like, Dan and Shay, you need to record this. You need to record this. And I'm like, hitting the label. I'm like, should we maybe put this on the album? Is it too late? It's getting more press than the songs we already put out.
Let's go over to Kaylee now. You have a question for Dan and Shay?
Yes, I'm actually going to bounce a little bit off Monica. I'm getting married in January and using The Ground Up as my wedding song as well.
Amazing.
So I just wanted to ask if you guys have so many different wedding songs from each different album. Does like the perception or the reaction from your fans make you want to continue in the future, or how does that work?
It's just kind of coincidental that obviously the songs that we write about what we know. And a lot of our songs were inspired by our wives. We can't help it. If you've seen our wives, you get it while we write a lot of songs about them. But I think that it's just, obviously we write a lot of love songs, and so that's just going to be, those songs are going to be used in weddings. And we are always so inspired by hearing those stories, because that's just such a huge day. I mean, Bobby, you're just going through this, so that's a moment that you're going to remember. Like your wedding is a moment that you remember for the rest of your life. So for us, if we can, have a song that is involved in someone's actual story of their life, is just, there's nothing greater than that. Like to be able to kind of be forever imprinted, on that day with them. So absolutely, it's inspiring seeing that every time. So there's always going to be a wedding song on our albums for sure.
Up next is Kara. Kara, you're on with Dan and Shay. What would you like to ask?
If you guys could collaborate with any living singer, who would it be with?
Oh,
that's always a good question.
That's a tough question. First of all, Kara, we love you, and thank you for having. I see the "Take Me Home for Christmas" blanket back there. I see you've got a Dan and Shay shirt on. I see you've got the poster. You're the best. Seriously, you're amazing. Thank you for listening to our music and being such a great fan. If we could collaborate with anybody, that's a tough call. I mean, as a fan of Shay's voice, I'm Shay's biggest fan. Vocally, it's just insane. I think him and Adele would be like crazy, absolutely insane. That's like super obvious, would be amazing. But inside the country music world, I mean, hearing you sing with Carrie Underwood, I think would be amazing. I mean, she has one of the most powerful voices and is just an absolute superstar, so talented. I think that would be really cool, and I would just be hanging out, pressing record, and smiling the whole time.
Allie, you're up. What would you like to ask Dan and Shay?
Hey, Bobby. Hi, Dan and Shay. So ironically, like all these questions, I'm getting married in December 2020, and my first dance song was going to be From the Ground Up, but now I'm interested that you guys talked about a new wedding song, You. So I wanted to ask, what is You about? Like, I'm excited.
She was like, "Is it any good?"
No, I promise you will like it. It's one of our favorites we've ever recorded. Hence why we put it at the front of the album. It's a special song, and it's a love song. It's about being in the moment, and a lot of the lyrics. So I'm obviously super involved in all this stuff. They're like, "Can you like cut a clip of the song for TikTok? Like, what part of the song do you think people want to?" And I'm like, because all the lyrics in it are like they're kind of describing that moment of a first dance, like. Baby standing here with you with your arms around my shoulders, we're dancing with the moon. Like there's a lot of visuals and imagery in the song like that just really set the scene, which I'm like, I mean, I could see, I'm so old, I don't know how TikTok works, but I'm like, I could see somebody making a video to this and, using it for their wedding video. And that song is fun. It's just, I think if you like, the previous wedding songs Dan and Shay have released, I think you'll like this one. And we recorded a gospel choir on it. It's got a really feel good vibe to it. So yeah, I hope you use it. You might be the first person who does. So that's awesome.
I'm sold, and I have chills just talking about it.
Yeah, it's good to see you, by the way. I remember
good to
meeting you a
see
couple
you guys.
times. Yeah.
I hope that you don't hear it. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stick with From the Ground Up."
She tweets you, "Guys, I heard what you said. I just heard it."
We're using road tripping.
Melanie, you are up next. What would you like to ask Dan and Shay?
So my question, similar to Kara, how was it collaborating with artists like Justin Bieber?
Oh, it was amazing. We've known Justin for a while now, and I guess we probably met him around like 2013, 2014, and we've always been a big fan of Justin. And Justin's a huge fan of country music, and at the time when we were young artists, we couldn't get Justin Bieber. We wouldn't even dare ask him to be on a song, and we wanted to wait for the right time. And we've kind of had that relationship for a while, and when the time was right, we had written this song in Nashville and just sent it over to Justin, and he loved the song, and it was so crazy, dealing with Justin's awesome, but it was crazy to see that kind of superstar. Like we're here in Nashville, and it's just such a different world than LA when you're out there, as and it's just kind of crazy. And he literally can't walk outside and go anywhere because he's so famous. Like there was 50 paparazzi that showed up to the video shoot that they didn't even know for a song they didn't know existed, and they just followed him from his house. And that's a crazy thing to like deal with all the time, but it made me very thankful to live here in Nashville. But it was awesome, man. He's such a great guy, and it was really cool it was kind of surreal for a while. We had to sit on that for probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, maybe longer than that. We had his vocal, and it was like on my phone. It made me want to like drive down the streets of Nashville, like, excuse me, can you roll down your window? Would you guys like to hear something? I have Justin Bieber. It's a song with us. You probably, they'd be like, all right, dude, he's a psychopath. Drive off. But it was awesome, man. He's a super talented guy, and we've got a lot of great collaborations that we've done in the past. And we wrote a song with Shawn Mendes on this record, and done a collaboration with Kelly Clarkson before, and she was awesome. So hopefully there'll be more collaborations in the future.
All right, one final question. This is Jade. Jade, what do you want to say to Dan and Shay?
I miss you. I love you guys so much.
Hey, we love you too.
My question, after my dog gets out of my face, is
story of my life.
Where do you guys pull the inspiration from your lyrics from?
From all different places. We try to be just students of life. We try to connect with our emotions with other people's emotions. It could be from a movie, or it could be another song or something we're going through. Glad You Exist. That title came. I just randomly I'm a weird guy, as you all know. I would say that to my wife. Hey, I'm glad you exist. Of all the people that have existed on this planet, in the history of this planet, we're here at the same time. That's pretty remarkable. So I would write that down, or something like One Direction. That song, not to be too emotional or morbid. I obviously rescued is a huge part of my life, my wife Abby and I's lives, and our dog Joy, our first rescue dog. Obviously we all get older, right? And I saw her face starting to turn a little bit white, a little bit gray, and I was just like, man, it's so crazy, the concept, the thought of time. It only moves in one direction, right? It moves left to right. It doesn't stop. And I was sad for a minute, and then I was like, you know what? That makes us appreciate the moments that we have with our pets, with our family members, with our friends, everything, whether it's standing on stage, especially when it's taken away from us, makes us appreciate those moments a little bit more. And I wrote that down in my phone. I said, time only moves in one direction. And this was like right in the middle of the pandemic, and we were writing on Zoom a lot, and I texted Shay and our buddy Andy and Jordan, and I was like, I got this idea, this concept, you guys want to hop on? We hopped on like mid-afternoon and wrote the song right then and there, and it's just something like that is really special. Every time we listen to it, every time we play that song, we think about it, and I think it's going to be a special moment in our show, to stop and appreciate everybody, and just the fact that we get to do what we love every night, and because of you guys is really incredible. So yeah, the song inspiration comes from all over the place, but that one is one that comes to mind that is special to us.
Thank you guys, Dan and Shay. Love you guys. Appreciate you.